Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? So we are live for this really awesome lesson I'm going to share with you today. And the big requests that were coming through were for sleep and also relaxing shoulder tension. So obviously, relaxing shoulder tension is related to the neck tension that we looked at last week. And so perhaps this is something that many of you will continue to find beneficial leading on from the 10-minute magic from last week. So I'm going to show you something today. I'm going to walk you through a process, which is the most effective thing that I've ever found for sleep. And I'll explain to you the science of it and then walk you through the process. So if you're just joining me now, say hi. Let me know that you're there in the comments. It's so nice to have that feedback from you and to know that you're there. You can like the video and just, let me know that you're there. And that then sends it out to more people in the world and we can all join in. Wouldn't it be awesome if there were like hundreds of people participating in this lesson? It would be so awesome. There would be like a wave of chill going out through the whole planet because this lesson is going to seriously bring some deep, I want to say chill, like calm into the core of your nervous system. It's so effective. So the science behind what we're going to do today and why it's related to both the releasing of shoulder tension as well as calming your mind going to sleep and preparing your body for sleep. So one thing that you have to remember or to know is that your body has all of these signals that are moving around. It's receiving signals, but it's also receiving signals from within. That is, your brain is receiving signals from within. So as much as your brain is communicating to your body to reach up to grab that, mug out of the cabinet or whatever it is, it's also receiving the signal about where your arm is in space and that your arm is doing the thing that it's supposed to be doing, right? So what can happen is that if the body gets a lot into a ramped up state and the mind or the muscles get ramped up, then that feeds back to the brain and it can create this feedback loop of stress or anxiety or just busyness, right? Just activity. And we can get caught. That's how we get caught in that cycle. So one of the most effective ways is to go to the body, to the muscles themselves, to send that message back up into your brain, because you can't necessarily turn your brain off by just thinking, right? If only we could control our brains by thinking. That would be really cool. Or wanting to think something or wanting a certain kind of brain activity. We can influence the activity of our brain by the way that we are aware and present with our body and with these actions that we take with our body. So all of the movement lessons that we do affect your brain, affect your nervous system, affect your thinking. And this, specifically the one that we're going to do today, has a lot of direct impact with this area of your brain that can get caught in that mode, which is the prefrontal cortex, where all that busy activity likes to happen. So let me just talk a little bit about how this also relates to shoulder tension, and then we will move into the lesson. So if you're just joining us now, feel free to say hi. Let me know you're there. Are you looking forward to this lesson? I know I am, because I just did it and it was so amazing. And I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. So let me know. You can type those little comments there below the post. So how this relates to shoulder tension is that every single person in the world, I don't care who you are, except for maybe the Dalai Lama, Pema Chodron, people like this, carry extra tension in our shoulders unconsciously, right? As soon as we start concentrating or thinking or feel some degree of anxiety or stress or, oh, I have to deal with that, right? The shoulder muscles go, they want to get involved. And it's this kind of activity that happens there. And it's happening from 99% of people on an unconscious level. We don't even realize that we're doing it. And this tension in your muscles is actually being received. That is like information being received by your brain, right? So the work that we're going to do with our hands and with our breath is going to send that message up through the nervous system into your brain and also into the shoulders and this area of your body itself. Everything is neurologically linked, and there's a really strong connection between your hands and your shoulders. So we're going to be working with our hands today. And the last thing I want to say is that the neurological connection between your hands and your brain is really strong. And that's why this is so effective for sleep. Because when you're busy with your hands, you're busy with your mind. When you're busy with your mind, you're often busy with your hands. And this can be like fidgeting, picking, at things, just wanting to be busy with your hands. Right? And this could also be like a kind of tension in the hands. So maybe it's not lots of rapid movements. Maybe it's just like a tension that you hold, or you squeeze your handbag or something like this. So busyness doesn't have to mean a lot of movement. It can mean a kind of tension in the hands as well. So this is amazing because you can address that. You can actually control the movement of your hands intentionally and feel the powerful effects of that. Okay, you guys ready to do it and experience it? All right. So if you are in a place where you can lie down, that is really the best. However, what you're going to find is that you can do this anywhere. It's so awesome, and nobody knows because it's so quiet and subtle. You could do this in any moment when you're like sitting at your table at home and you hear some stressful news, or it's going to be a difficult dinner, whatever it is, with your family or wherever you are at work, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to get myself set up in my nervous system for this to go smooth, right? You can do it then. All right. If you are sitting like I'm going to be, I'm just going to rest my hands on my lap, but you might want to have, this is a nice big fat blanket that you can have resting on your lap or a pillow, anything, right? And I was doing this earlier in a chair that was kind of a little bit of a bucket seat. And I found that because I've been working on my computer all day, that it was a little bit of a strain to try and sit back without a way to rest my head. So I really need to sit upright over my sits bones on my nice stool. So you see how it is for you. You'll either need to, if you're comfortable sitting upright and feel like that's fine for you and that's easy, then you can have your back away from a chair. Otherwise, I recommend that you go ahead and just allow yourself to lean back and let your head lean back and get into a comfortable position where you know that your body can relax. And that might be lying down. I use this often when I can't go to sleep, of course. And what you'll find is that it starts to seep in and it starts to seep in and sink in and go deeper and deeper. And then often what happens is that, if I'm lying on my back, I can feel it enter my body, and I might do it for 5-10 minutes, depending on how much I need. Sometimes if I'm really racing in my thoughts, or if I'm really anxious, like I've got a flight the next day or something, it might take a little bit longer. And then I'll kind of start to nod off, and then just let it go and roll over and go to sleep. It's great. Okay, so let me check the time. So, right, 10 minutes. I'm going to really aim for 10 minutes. You guys think I can do it? Okay, so I'm going to put my prop down for myself. This is what you want to do. Let me get close to the camera so you can see. Okay, so have both of your hands in front of you. Just lift up your hands like you're showing the world your palms. And then you can take either hand. It doesn't matter which you choose. You can experiment with both if you like. Just take one hand and place that thumb in the palm of the other hand and wrap your fingers around it. Right? So you've got a thumb in the fist of the other hand, and then take that index finger of the hand that's wrapped around the thumb, and then wrap your other fingers of the other hand around the index finger. All right? So pretty simple, and you can do either, whichever feels more comfortable, whether it's your left fingers around your right thumb and your right index finger out with your left fingers around your right index finger. That was hard for my brain to figure out, but either way, that feels right to you. So just do what feels like, oh yeah, that's right. You know, like if you're going to cross your arms or interlace your fingers, or something that you do automatically, and just one will feel more familiar slightly than the other. So go ahead and choose that one. I want to mention that this is part of something called the Sounder Sleep System. Okay, and the Sounder Sleep System was developed by Michael Krugman. And he is no longer with us, but he developed a series of movements like this, very similar. There's lots of others, to essentially speak to your nervous system to help it go to sleep. And that's what this is. I'm actually going to use this because it's more comfortable. Okay. So go ahead and get your hands in that configuration, and then just rest them somewhere comfortable, right? So that could be on your belly if you're lying down, on a pillow if you're sitting up. All right, here we go. So your hands are in this position, and just begin to let your weight sink down. Do a scan and release any tension around areas where you feel there's a gathering of effort. And this is the first layer. We will go deeper through the course of the lesson. So allow yourself just to feel into the first layer and release, release, release. Soften your fingers, soften your hands. And allow yourself to tune into the movement of your breathing. And just feel the inhalation and the exhalation. There's a natural rhythm. Breathing is something that you know how to do instinctively, so just allow your body to settle into a rhythm that is steady and comfortable. It takes a little while for your nervous system to find that. It's all right. All of this is your nervous system self-regulating. And if you give time and soften around it, it will do that well for you. Self-regulate for you well. Bring your attention to your hands and your fingers. And notice if you sense anything there. Maybe a tingling or warmth. Trace that up along the length of your arm and see if that sensation or some other sensation is in your forearm, or your elbow, or your upper arms, or anywhere in the rest of your shoulder area, across your chest or your back. feel that release and softening. Knowing that there's no correct way to breathe or to be, just to tune in to what you experience on all the different planes. And in a moment, you're going to begin to do the action very softly, ever so slightly, increasing the pressure around your thumb as you inhale. So tune into the length of your inhalation and exhalation. Notice if there are any pauses. And then in your own time, simply begin to ever so slightly increase the pressure by gently, gently squeezing that thumb ever so slightly and then release on the exhale. And see if you can do this squeezing, although perhaps it's not very long, and this releasing like a progression. So there's an increase, 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 and a release, release, release as you exhale. Also, make sure that the increase in pressure is so slight. It's almost in your imagination. You're not squeezing your thumb. You're activating your fingers in this curling, curving motion as you inhale and releasing as you exhale. Someone watching would not be able to see that you're increasing the pressure because it is so slight. Again, this is effective even if you only do it in your imagination. And do that a number of times and give yourself time for the rhythm of your breathing and the rhythm of this subtle action of the fingers of your hand to link up. Don't worry if you can't find it immediately, it'll come. Soft the fingers, soft the shoulders, soft the jaw. Feel how the whole side of your face and body starts to soften. And then pause for a moment and just release any intentional action and let yourself completely rest. Do you notice any change in yourself? How you feel? Your breathing? Or the tingling or the sensation in your hands? And we're going to continue with this same action now with the other hand. So in your own timing, begin to gently increase the pressure of the other hand as you inhale for the length of the inhale, and then release, release, release for the length of the exhale. And as you inhale, you gently increase the pressure. Again, you might not even know whether you are actually increasing the pressure or not, or if it is only in your imagination, because it's so slight. It's almost as if you're holding a baby bird, just enough to Keep it safe and warm. So you're squeezing ever so subtly on the inhalation and releasing on the exhalation. Allowing the rhythm of your hand movements to sync up with the rhythm of your breathing. Easy does it. Soften your eyes, your tongue, your jaw, your shoulders. Release, release, release. Fully release. Feel how the whole side of your body starts to come into this pattern of calm as it spreads like a warm fluid through you. And release that action and completely pause. Just experience the sensation of stillness. Scan for any other areas of tension that you can soften, soften, soften. That might mean you allow yourself to be adjusted by the release of your muscles. And finally, we'll do this movement one last time, alternating between one hand and the other. So you begin with the inhalation of or so slightly squeezing the fingers around the thumb and release on the exhale. And ever so slightly repeating that gentle squeezing around the index finger and release on the exhale. And in this way, you go back and forth, ensuring that you release fully on the exhale. Fully, fully release, release, release. Again, the movement of your fingers is so slight, barely audible, just barely activated. Slightest, softest squeeze. It's almost like a energetic hug more than a squeeze. Soften your face, your jaw, your eyes. As you inhale and squeeze, exhale, release. One hand and the other. And let that go completely and pause. Feel the sensation in your hands, your arms, across your chest, in your belly, your face, in your breathing. When you're ready, you can open your eyes to the world very slowly, if you like. Take your time. Feel the quality of connection. Feel the sensation in your hands, your fingers, your toes. And experience how you can be in the world from this place. And that this is real. And that you can visit this place, you can call this state into your being when you need it. And if you can bear it, you can release your hands from each other. If you were sleeping, you might just and to roll on over to your side or into your chosen position. And if you are going to continue going about your day, doing a few more activities, give yourself some time through this transition back into your day-to-day and feel how it can carry you through this state of connected calm in yourself, and you can be effective in the world. You can operate. You can get things done from this place. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for this 10-minute magic today. I hope you found it useful. Please let me know in the comments below now if you feel compelled, or later if you want to linger in this place before you do any typing. Feel free. Take this with you out into the world. Share it with the people in your life. Share it with the people that you come into contact with. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. All right. Bye for now.